think it's working. Who won?
Me.
Oh.
Welcome to Books You Never Read.
Except for those we have.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Jason.
And today we are discussing The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco. And as you can tell by the chat already, I think the book club is excited that this book is over. So if you are new to us, if you have not read Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco,
Don't.
just stay. Just stay and
We'll tell you all about
let
it.
us ruin it for you. Maybe by the end of today's episode, I will decide if I'm glad that I read this or not, because I'm on the fence right now. We are on YouTube Music as a podcast, in case you ever want to just listen to us and not see us. Hopefully you can hear us really well, and hopefully our mics are working. We are on Fable, where we do play-by-play of the chapters in between our live discussions. We're on Instagram for the memes, so you can join us in all kinds of places. We have tons of other books playlisted for you in the playlist section of our channel, so if there's anything else you want to read, go check out the playlist section and see if we can read along with you. So here we go. All of The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco.
All of it.
Also, we watched the movie last night.
We did.
And there's not a lot to say. It's the same. So
There are a lot of differences.
there's a lot of differences, but it's the same.
It doesn't matter.
The book is the same as the movie. So we'll probably talk about that a little bit too.
Yeah, sure. But so let's talk about the book then.
All right, spoiler in about 3 seconds. So here's your chance to leave if you don't want any spoilers. Jorge. Peggy knew it.
Shocker that the guy running around talking about the apocalypse because things happened, but he was manufacturing it basically. He was making it all up and
Yeah, a little self-fulfilling prophecy here. You tell everyone the world's going to end. But then also there was this other thing going on, right? So he's the guy hiding this book.
because he hates laughter.
Now, how did the other people even know about it?
Well, so how they know about it? Berengar, who loves young men, right, knows about this book.
Okay.
And so to get
his love.
Adelmo to have sex with him.
Beautiful young boy.
Yes. Which, by the way, in the movie, that guy is freaky, right? He's very aggressive.
The
Berengar.
Oh, yeah. He looks like a Harkonnen.
He does look like a Harkonnen.
The oil slick Harkonnen.
Yeah. But anyway, so to get Adelmo to have sex with him, he tells Adelmo about this book and how to find it, right? Adelmo unalives himself because he had sex with Berengar.
Yeah, so he had the secret to where to find the book and didn't even go find the book.
Find it.
Just shoved the note into the hand of
Valanchus, who then goes and touches the book, which is covered in poison, and dies. Berengar, in trying to cover up his sins, also ends up touching the book because he's never he's never had access to the book before. Mm-hmm. He ends up touching the book and dies. Mm-hmm. Jorge is aware of the book because he hates this book. Mm-hmm. And then he's the one who kills the librarian, I believe.
Who's the librarian? Severino?
No. I can't remember the librarian's name off the top of my head.
Shoot. So that's the first chunk of deaths. But then there's a second chunk of deaths. There is the herbalist.
True.
Who is trying to protect the book.
He's killed by Jorge.
Jorge just hits him in the head. Okay.
Yes.
Then during Mass, that's when Severino dies, right?
I don't remember. Who's Severino?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just remember. And then Jorge directly kills the abbot by sticking him in a room and letting him suffocate.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then Jorge dies by fire or by eating the book.
/ both and, yes. Yeah, and then all the library burns up. All the books go away.
So all the books that we were holding secret so that no one else in the world could read them burns to the ground so that no one else can ever read them.
Yes. Also, the hunchback. What's his name? Salvatore.
Yes.
Salvatore dies.
Oh, because he's burned at the stake.
Yes. As
along
well
with the
as
girl.
the kitchen guy. No, the girl makes it.
And the cellarist.
Yeah, the girl gets out.
Oh,
She doesn't die.
really?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure she does not die.
Peggy? Shelby? Can you confirm?
Pretty sure the girl doesn't die. Okay, Salvatore will die. He didn't yet. Okay, yeah, got it. But yeah, it's this whole thing, right? Okay.
Yeah, they're taking her to...
So they're just left. Okay, I'm confusing the movie with the book because in the movie,
I wasn't sure if that was really her in the movie.
oh no, that was her.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought
like,
that was
but
like
she
her daughter,
gets away,
maybe.
which is nice. But anyway,
That was nice.
The point is at the end of the book, all the books are burned. All the monks in like the sex ring are dead. All like William loses sort of his faith in his like investigative abilities. He was just like guessing this whole time, and like there really wasn't like a real pattern here because it was like all these different things going on. The Inquisition is like still in town, still doing stuff, and that's it. That's it. That's the end.
Yeah.
And many years later, Adzo comes back to try to like find books and like can't.
Now, I did think that was interesting, that he needed to come back, that he dug through the scraps to see what he could find, and that he carried those scraps with him for the rest of his life, that he used them kind of like a magic 8-ball, like to see if there were any signs from God, from this child went through this early childhood trauma, or I guess late childhood trauma, early adulthood trauma, and is spending the rest of his life unpacking some kind of meaning out of what happened here. And what happened here was meaningless. You had a bunch of pervy men making rules for the world, hiding their stupid little secrets of other made-up things in a library, telling everyone that women are poison, except for the Virgin Mother, who has great breasts.
So that part, I had so much weird stuff has happened in this book that I had forgotten about that scene until we watched the movie, in which it is weird.
It goes like this. What's his name?
The
Ubertino.
yeah.
And your little Adzo.
He's like rubbing his head the whole time. It's
Look at her
wild.
breasts.
It's wild. Like right there in church, in front of William. Like, I don't know. It's we're burning people over whether or not Jesus laughed, but like nobody's gonna burn this guy for like being a creep, right? Like
Mouth kissing everyone. We talked about that last week. With it in the movie, he had bad teeth.
Yeah. Well, so look, I just want to jump back into this real quick because this was a funny Shelby Gold Star. She said, "I was rooting for the fire."
Honestly, though,
Savage.
It was the only good ending, and it was a good ending. That whole place burnt to the ground. And that's the only way.
Yeah.
And I was asking Jason, like, what was I supposed to get out of this book? Because really all I got out of this book was criticisms of, this potential good that is just a corrupt entity making rules that keep the people down,
Yeah.
and the people who are okay.
Yeah. I don't know. So I've been thinking about this because I'm not sure what the meaning is, and I'm not sure there is one. So first off, I just want to jump back for a second and say that while I thought this was a wretched book, this was I really enjoyed the ending.
Yeah.
I love endings where like everything burns down, everybody dies, there's no hope. Sorry, bro.
In the note from the author, even he was like, bet you liked that ending though.
I like that. And like there's it's bleak and there's no hope and it doesn't all get like wrapped up in this nice neat thing. And this is kind of like the beef that I was saying for the first 2 weeks is like I don't like medieval philosophy. And I don't care for like Aristotle and Plato because like it's all nice and neat, right? There are these forms and these things,
forms and ideas, and
these things follow these patterns, and like it's just not like that. It's messy and chaotic, and this book ends that way. So I really like that. And I think that for the time that this book was written, like that was like a bit ahead of its time. Sort of like that. Like we weren't quite doing that all the time yet. But it's like a very, I don't know, Camus-esque, right? So like it was being done, sure, but like not in popular literature, perhaps. I also think we were talking last night. Well, what is the point of the name of the rose as like a title? And the rose is the woman's name, right? Like she is the rose. What is the name of the rose? And so thinking about that and thinking about like this story of this monk that Adzo saw burned at the stake when he was like a child, and like how these were like these symbols of purity and like virtue. Like those two things for him are like the forms, right? Like they are the things, they are ideals. They stand above everything else. And but the book is about the world, right? There are the world of forms and the real world, and they stand in opposition to each other. That's my assessment.
That is lovely. In the author's postscript, he addresses the question of why he called it The Name of the Rose. And he said that he had considered some other titles. He had considered something to the effect of The Crime in the Abbey. And he's like, but that would make people think that I'm really focused on the actual mystery of the crime. And that's not what the book's about. So then he considered just calling it Abzo of Milk. But he said Italians at the time didn't like proper names in books, book titles, as to like Romeo and Juliet, as to, whatever. And he said, so what's something that has so many symbols and so many perceptions and so many like preconceived notions that it would just become absolutely meaningless? A rose. He's like, it means nothing. It's nothing. But it's whatever you put into it. But it's nothing. It's to confuse you. That is what he said. Yeah. This title is just to throw you off the trail.
But my assessment is better.
I love it. But you might as well have called this, the zebra of Zimbabwe. I mean, like, that's as meaningless.
I'd read that. I don't think I have zebras there.
I know, I did it for alliterative purposes.
Gotcha. Doesn't mean anything.
But like when you hear rose, you think like, okay, a rose by any other name would smell just as sweet. Like you think of these names, these forms, like what's in a name, like what gives things meaning. Like you start like building in all of this meaning, and he was just like,
But I think that's the point. I think that's what I'm getting at. Is that what is it? Sound and fury. Symbolizing nothing. That's what this is. It's and like what a great paraphrase for that age.
Right. Peggy says he pulled the rationale out of his anus, and interestingly enough, that word comes up in this book as well.
So many times.
A few times.
Relevant. But so, in hindsight, will I ever recommend this book to someone?
No.
Negative. No, I will not. Really? I actually have. I've been recommending to absolutely everybody. I'm like, do you want to read something weird and wild? And like the philosophical discussions are like kind of fun because you're like, what? Like once you like surrender yourself to the fact that like you are an unwilling participant in this story.
Yeah.
It gets kind of fun. And then by the end of it, and maybe it's just that I have a certain amount of glee that everyone that I hated in this book had their lives destroyed. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's part of it. It's a good time. It's not a good time. You can watch the movie.
And you might get more out of it by watching the movie, but you're getting more of Adzo's guilt over the girl and all that.
Yeah. I think so the movie does a couple interesting things. Number one, it obviously must chop out something. There is no talk whatsoever of this monk that got burned.
No talk of the two popes.
No talk, like none of the two popes. There is no like long horse story at the very beginning. That's just not there, which is fine.
No, they swapped it out with
Oh, he
William
figures out where the bathroom is.
knowing that Adzo needed to pee, and also figuring out where the
Yes.
bathroom is because he saw someone rushing there and then strolling back.
Yes. They cut the sex scene out in the kitchen.
But it's because I'm pretty sure, different streamers are purchasing different versions of the movie. There's always the made-for-TV version that has some things cut out, and then there's like the director's cut and things like that. This version is the made-for-TV version, so there are some pieces cut out, and that entire scene is gone.
Yeah. Well, and so like it doesn't really like make
Which
sense.
I'm not upset about.
Because there's like this whole conversation afterwards where Adzo like confesses about this, but like in a very roundabout way. Like he never comes out and says it.
He does not
says it.
say the words.
But that scene is not in the movie, so there's like a solid 10 minutes where you're like, what's like if you hadn't read the book, you'd be like,
but it implies it.
kinda.
He meets
Yeah,
her.
right, he's naked.
She reaches out for him, and then he's naked. And then he finds the ox heart.
Mm-hmm. So it's a good time. We have a lot of new folks. Somebody says they like a sheep.
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. John the sheep, yeah.
A little Harry Potter sheep.
But anyway, so the movie is also rough, and part of it is that the abbot talks as long as this book takes to read, and mouth kisses everyone, which is like fine, I guess, but he's weird.
With his teeth.
But I mean, if you need to like see the book because you get way too lost in like the weird descriptions, and if you just like want all the nonsense cut out, there's also no discussion really other than like saying that Salvatore is a Dulcinite of like what that means, except that like, oh, they killed rich people one time.
He summarized it in like a sentence. Sean Connery
it's
did.
very, very short.
Yeah.
But that part I thought was actually like interesting, like that description of Dulcinite history, and like, sure, didn't make it to the movie, but the movie was still 2.5 hours long. Like you could have put it in there.
I'm glad we watched the movie,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I'm only glad we watched the movie because we read this book, and I'm not sure if I'm glad that I read the book. But the movie did help me like prepare for today. It helped me put some of the pieces in order and understand some of the stuff. The labyrinth library scenes were cool. Just the like, who's that painter that does like the weird stairs and stuff? Like that was a thing.
Escher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a very
Yeah.
Escher-esque stair
Yeah.
hall. And that was kind of neat.
I'll tell you what. So I thought the library was more of a labyrinth in my head than in the movie, because like once they showed it in the movie, there's like a central stairwell, and you're like, oh well, like go up and down, right? Like I don't know, like it didn't seem all that like wild to me. They also really don't talk at all about like the organization of the library, and I did think that was interesting. So, but I mean, whatever.
Another thing that the author talked about in his postscript was that in editing phase, all of his editors were recommending that he shave down the first 100 pages of the book. They said this is way too much.
Yeah.
People are getting lost in it. And he refused to do that. And he said, because this is the penance, this is the buy-in. And once you've made it past this point, you deserve the rest of the book.
That's
I disagree with him. Yes, very on theme. I disagree with it. It wasn't worth it. But there are some books that you do have to really plod your way through the beginning to get this payoff in the end.
Sure.
And the only book I can think of off the top of my head that does that is 1984.
Yeah.
It's a slow burn at the beginning, but understanding the way the world is built helps you appreciate the ending that you get out of it.
Well, I'll say this, and Peggy or Shelby said this. I can't remember. I can't remember which one of them said. I'm sorry, but basically, I would be much more interested in like the buy-in if I could tell the characters apart, but I can't.
That was a huge
And so
problem.
one of them said basically everybody was a Doug. So
Yeah. Hey, there's some people like getting to meet each other in the chat, and that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
welcome. You
Welcome
can ask
to
your
Books We
question. Just
Never
say
Read.
it. Just
Oh,
say
yeah.
it. Just say your question.
Ask away.
Anyway.
I like his little like hand raise.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's cute.
All right. Anyway.
So I did look at my handy teacher's aid lit charts, and it identifies some themes that we should be able to expand upon after reading
sure.
this
Let's do
book.
it.
So one
Let's
is
do it.
the interpretation of signs. And so we see that with Ubertino. He's the one that's going on and on about Revelations and the end times and all the horses and bringers of, of death and destruction and all that. And I think I thought it was kind of interesting. Like for the first 3 deaths that followed the Revelations modes of death or whatever, and then it just like, you know, fell off after a while. But Adzo kept saying, okay, or someone kept saying the next death will be from above, like the stars will fall, like something like that. The fire in the church happened from above. That was part of the challenge, is that they couldn't stack their little monks high enough to put any of that fire out, and it was already out of control anyway by that point. But, you know, death did come from above for all of that. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
So, but you had pointed out earlier that this became a self-fulfilling prophecy. You go spouting about the end times and the end of the world, and you're going to make that happen in your world. Yeah. And he did.
I was ready for the end times, too, by the end of this book. Man, okay, so I tell you what.
Jesus, take the wheel.
What if, Mr. Eco, I'm going to write some fan fiction. What if we rewrite this book? It's almost exactly the same, but at the end, the apocalypse happens.
Oh, what was that movie where there's 2 endings and one is that the apocalypse actually happens?
Is that Red State? I can't
remember.
remember. But yeah, it's all about this like cult thinking that like the horns of the apocalypse are blaring, but it's really like the DEA or somebody.
It's car alarm.
Yeah. Well, no. It's like a Waco situation.
Yeah.
Realistically.
That's right.
But there is a version of the movie where it's like archangels coming down, and like they were right the whole time. And I just that's fantastic.
Knowledge and secrecy was one of the motifs. Religion and politics, that was clear. I've never learned so much about the 2 popes. The subversive power of laughter. And judgment and hypocrisy. Got a lot of that. I learned that one, for sure. The movie really hits hard on the laughter bit at the beginning. To the point where, was it Valencio? Is that one of the second guy that died? Valentino,
Venantius, yeah.
Okay, yeah. There was just a point where he's just reading a book and he's going, and you're like, okay, you're the next to die. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading the comments over here.
Yeah.
A lot of comments.
So what do we have to work with?
Oh, a lot of nonsense. Peggy's doing overtime. We appreciate it. Somebody's asking if we've ever read Song of Ice and Fire, and like I've started the first book a couple times and never finished it.
Oh.
It's Game of Thrones.
I read it and renewed it a couple of times from the library, and I was like, okay, it's about to renew. I'm surely here at the end. I was only halfway through, and I quit. Yeah. It was just taking away my whole life.
I am very interested in like where the story's going. I think it has a lot of potential, but it's not going anywhere because the author's not writing it. So what about that?
And so I've been burned by too many series that have gone unfinished, both Netflix and book series wise. So like Patrick Rothfuss, The Name of the Wind, so good, and the second one is so good, and he's working on the third one, but is it ever going to be done? Who knows? And I just hate to get invested in something that I don't know it's going to finish.
Yeah. Somebody's asking.
We're going to have to get Brandon Sanderson in here to finish it.
Yeah, he'll do a great job. Somebody's asking if we're teachers. Teacher like adjacent, ex-teacher?
Former.
Teacher-ish?
Recovering teacher.
Recovering teacher, that's funny. I like that.
Yeah. So let's see. Someone mentioned earlier, that we learned unicorns weren't real.
Yeah.
So in this last section of the reading, Adzo got 2 more good lists in there, and one of those were the treasures that he got to look at in the vault of the church. And one of those was a unicorn horn. And I don't know how he didn't have a whole meltdown, because he had just learned in the section before that unicorns weren't real, and it blew his pea-picking mind.
Well, so I think that part is kind of interesting because like it's a stand-in for belief generally, finding out that like, oh, this may not be real, but then people are like, but I have the thing, right? And not only are these like reliquaries full of like unicorn horns, but they have like the nails of saints and
the pinky of like John the Baptist or something like that.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah.
So okay, what were the unicorn horns really?
It might have been so like in real history. Like maybe like a narwhal horn.
Okay, so yeah, the reverse of this, when I learned that narwhals were real, and I always thought that they were not real, blew my mind.
Yeah, it's real.
I was watching Elf one day, and I was like, that'd be cool if those were real, and everyone in the room was like, they are. Yeah. I like that part in the book where Adso fell asleep in church and had a wild dream.
Yeah.
I wrote in the Fable that I fell asleep in church one time, and whatever story the preacher was telling was told out in my brain in a Smurfs episode, so everyone was Smurfs.
Oh, how weird.
I don't remember what the story was, but for a while I did.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really impactful.
But I don't know. Like if you and y'all know me, like some of my more like interpretations of serious books are like definitely like a more I enjoy like a good postmodern, very like bleak sort of interpretation, and I think that's where this book goes, you know. And so in the end, this is the sort of book that I like. Mm-hmm. It was just
if we
rough,
could like
man.
just edited a lot of this crap out, like it just there was so much minutia is what I'll call it, and like your brain naturally filters that crap out because you just don't need it to move the story along. And I think that that's part of the challenge is I could never figure out what the story was actually about. So what part is the minutia?
Yeah.
Did I really need to know all this about all the popes? Did I really need to know all of this about Aristotle? Did I really need to, you know, like I thought we were here for a murder mystery. I don't still know why we were here.
I'm not sure they do either.
I think it really is the story of Adso. Okay, and what's up with the very, 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 very beginning of the book? He had someone in the 80s had a manuscript and then a relationship, and then the relationship left quickly and took his manuscript.
Yeah.
And so I think we have a story that was experienced by Adso, written down by Adso, found by somebody else, lost, and then retold by that somebody else to the best of his ability. How did he remember all these stupid details, pages and pages and pages of lists on lists on lists?
Yeah.
What? How did that part get remembered?
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, and maybe that's like part of the deal, right? Like maybe because there's this theme in like within the actual story about books referencing books, right? Like
the books talking to each other.
Books talking to each other, and like
what not?
And that is sort of our relationship to Umberto Eco and his relationship allegedly to the discovery of this thing. You know what I mean? Like, and so there's sort of like a meta narrative there, I suppose. I'm really doing overtime on this one. I'm trying.
Like you smell something burning, it's our last brain cells figuring out this book. So I mean, overall, I'm glad we read it because it was like weird and a challenge and so bizarre, and it gave us a lot to talk about. But as far as books go, I'm kind of mad at it. It was a waste of time as far as books go.
Sure. So somebody, I don't know how to pronounce this name, so I'm not going to try. I'm sorry, but I've seen you on our channel before participating, and so hey, thank you.
Hey,
but
welcome back.
This person is saying that I don't know anything about you, so like I'm not going to pretend like I do. This person is saying that like the Bible is kind of like that, where it's like the relating of so many details.
It's the oldest game of telephone.
And well, so I mean, like there's sort of this like if we're talking about like monastic people copying books over and over, I mean like it is all incredibly on theme, and that's kind of a good point. So.
Would you like to live a life of just copying books by hand? I mean, they do it pretty. It's like gold leafed and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you have like, am I doing it now or am I doing it then?
Both. Then
now,
yes.
No. Then
now,
absolutely.
Because yeah. Then yes, because then you are housed, you are fed. You might be selling your body for good books, but I don't know. We're all selling something, aren't we? What a wild book. I mean, I will just never forgive him for writing this. I read also, there was like the beginning of, another book that takes place in like 1992. And it is like a detective mystery. And I was like, oh, this might be okay. And like the first couple sentences, I was like, oh, this might be okay. But then the man cannot escape himself.
Yeah. I'm very interested by like this period of history. And I told Nicole, I was like, I'm picking a book at some point that is going to dip back into the same sort of themes. But we'll do some heavy scouting before we just dive right in. In other news, the next book should be fantastic.
Bringing back Adrian Tchaikovsky.
Yeah.
And I feel bad that everything that I read by him is going to be through the lens of just like one of the best books I've ever read.
Yeah.
And how does he, everything can't live up to that.
No. And like, I think we should be careful, especially coming off like a rough book.
Oh, this is going to be brilliant. It's just going to be amazing.
Okay.
It's going to be the best thing we've ever read coming after this.
Yeah.
It's like your first meal after having a stomach virus. You're like, wow,
Yeah.
these SpaghettiOs are gourmet.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, I don't really think I have much else to say about this. Honestly, if you haven't watched the movie yet, but you read the book, it's worth doing. Just to like help you visualize things and kind of keep all the characters apart. I will say this, they're all dressed alike. And so it's not like significantly
They
better.
kind of have different dress though. Like you can tell the Franciscans
Yes.
from the others.
Yeah, from the
I don't know where
yes. Well, and then like the Pope's people are dressed differently. They do a good job of dressing the different factions differently, so you can kind of tell who belongs.
The
to
Pope
who.
people outfits are cool.
They're wild.
Oh, sorry, never mind.
Anyway,
I don't want to. It's okay.
no, that's
Peggy.
fine. Yeah, don't. I mean, like, just don't. But it's free on
Peggy's
Amazon.
done.
So if you are just now joining us today, which it seems like a lot of folks are, this is a book club. We talk about books, and we have a reading that we do every week, and then we meet live. And we would love for you to come and join us, talk about the book itself. We had a lot of people join in today. I hope you come back, and I'm sorry that I banned you. But you can try again next week.
Yeah, try again next week. Stay on topic. And we are an unusual book club in that we do primarily talk about the book or topics, springing off of the book. And I do realize that in real life, most book clubs, the people don't even read the book.
Yeah.
So.
Somebody said let her talk. Did I talk too much today?
No.
Good.
No, I think we.
Thank you for checking me, though. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I had plenty to say, and I said it. I'll be glad to be done.
Yeah. We're done. Let's call it here.
Okay.
So yeah, let's, if you would like to join us, our next book is going to be Guns of the Dawn by Adrian Tchaikovsky.
We'll post a syllabus.
We will post the syllabus. We are on Fable, separate app, but we can discuss the reading through throughout the week. And then we like to go back and reference the Fable as we have points to talk about for this book. It's going to be a rather large one. Probably not as large as this, honestly. It won't feel that way.
Oh, anything will be easy after this.
Anything will be easy. So yeah. Anyway, we would love for you to join us. So keep an eye out for that syllabus.
Yeah, we'll post the syllabus on Fable when you'll get a notification that your book club has a new book. We'll post it there. I think lately we've been doing the syllabi as just posts on our channel here, and we'll also push it out on Instagram. So
Sure.
we're trying to be in all the places.
If you're trying to find us on Fable or on Instagram, we are under
Books We Never Read. And on Instagram, it's booksweneverread.yt, as in YouTube.
Yeah. Cool. Charlotte, I'm a fan of all those people.
What's that?
They just listed off things like, is anyone a fan of Dostoevsky, Kafka, Camus, Nietzsche, Kierkegaard? I actually like all of them. So, interesting.
Metamorphosis is one of my favorite short stories.
Yeah.
Kafka.
Yep.
Wasn't that on the list?
Yep,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
I like The Stranger. Camus.
Never read it. You'd think that would be required reading as an English teacher, but college assumed I'd already read it in high school, and I went to a illiterate high school. So.
Fair enough. All right, well, let's wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for being here. For those of you who participated, even our folks that I hadn't seen y'all discussing in a while, but y'all have been regular book club members. It was great seeing y'all again. So.
Yeah. Yep. We'll post that syllabus and happy reading.
See y'all next time.
Bye.